here today. Many of you, even those who came, some of you came because, Tony Pua say so much, better at least give some support, even though I think no hope of change. Got one, some of you out there think like that one, right? Tony Pua out here support him lah, never mind lah, he suffers so much. Even though no hope of change also must come a bit to support. Think about it today, against the times when Lim Kit Siang himself lost his own seat. In 1999, Kapal Singh lost his seat. The opposition was at the brink of collapse, got less than 20 seats in parliament. That is the time when you can say it is hopeless. Today, we have more than 52% of the votes in the last general elections, and that number will only go up and not down. Today is not the time you tell me there is no hope. Today is the time I tell you there has never been greater hope for change in this country. And that's why it's important for us to hold this dinner. That's why it's important for us to push sales for this dinner. I know times are a bit tough, and I'd like to thank all of you for attending this dinner tonight. Because it is not easy. It is not easy to come up with money to come for the dinner. It is not easy when we ask for more donations during dinner. But I have to ask because it is you who want change who will support us the most, so that we can use this money and go round the country to bring change to the rural areas. A lot of you tell me, don't talk 1MDB here, everyone is a convert. But if I don't talk 1MDB here, you don't give me money, I got no money to go out of the state to talk 1MDB. The reason why I was kicked out of Sabah is because I organized 3 forums in the interior of Sabah to talk about 1MDB. It is not that the Sabahan don't understand 1MDB. It is because no one go there and explain to them in simple terms what 1MDB is about. Why is it that money stolen by the people, that the leaders of this country resulted in them not having water, not having electricity, not having roads in their kampongs. But don't worry, I cannot go in there. My colleagues will continue to go into the interiors of Sabah, all the marginal seats, together with our partners in Amanah, in Bersatu, and in PKR. We will fight every single marginal seat in this country to make sure we win in the next general election. So I call upon my volunteers to come out with the donation boxes, go to every table, to all the guests here. I'll apologize once again. I'll ask that you open your wallet, close your eyes, take out whatever you have in there and throw it into the box. Can or not? Can or not? We need the funds to fight. Last time we don't have Facebook. These elections, we have Facebook. With Facebook, we can reach out to many more millions of Malaysians who don't come out to dramas, but who look at Facebook every day. We want to reach out to them, and the way we reach out to them is to produce content for Facebook, is to target advertisements to them via Facebook and other social media channels. But to do that, we need your support, and that's why your presence in this dinner is so very important. So I would like to thank you in advance for your generous support. Okay, let's hope for a good collection tonight, and we hope that with the collection we will together bring change to Malaysia. Now, I have a special agenda for this evening before I hand over to the big heavyweight speakers after this. One of the things I joined the party is I have an objective not to rule to run the country myself. When I first joined the party, it wasn't about me running the country. It was about me contributing to change in the country. But one of the key elements for change to happen in this country is not Tony Pua alone. It is not Lim Kit Siang. With all due respect to him, he has said himself, the coming election might be his last election. The people who bring change, who will bring change and ensure that change sustain itself in this country in the years and decades to come is if we are able to bring in younger leaders into the party, younger leaders to join our cause, younger leaders to fight for your dreams. And last elections, as you showed, in BJ itself, we had Bean come in, step in. That time she was young, today she's quite old already. That time she cannot eat for 2 weeks to come out and speak because she was so nervous. Now she come out, don't want to get off the stage. We are behind schedule because she spoke too long. Then we have Rajiv, who was also previously a councillor that got elected as an adult here. So now we are going to introduce 4 young personalities. Whether they will become candidate or not, I don't know lah. That depends on the party in the coming elections and the seat arrangement. But I would like to introduce 4 young leaders who I believe will give you hope that there is continuity for change in Malaysia, there's continuity in new leaders fighting for change in Malaysia. I've always said, everyone complain to me, how come the politicians whether in Pembangkang or in Kerajaan all so stupid one? Right now, you all say what? Why this bugger? Whether in Pakatan Harapan or in BN, you say, why so stupid one? The answer is very simple. When smart people don't join politics, then you get stupid people running this country lah. So my personal vision is to hope for more smart young people to join politics so that they will one day run this country and they will run a country that all Malaysians will be proud of by saying, look at our leaders, they are so young, smart, clever, and they are taking Malaysia in the right direction into the future. So let me first introduce one of them, Eway. Come Eway. She's actually the organizing chairwoman for tonight's dinner. It's no easy task trying to run a 300-table dinner. She joined my office a year ago, coming back from, more than a year ago now, Chinese New Year last year. She came back from Hong Kong University. She came back and said that, I think it's time for me to come back to Malaysia and serve this country. She's a graduate in finance, and today she's a councillor in MBBK. So let me give you Eway to tell you a bit about her story.
Thank you, Saudara Tony. I'm Eway. As mentioned, I work in Saudara YB Tony's office, and I'm also a PJ City Councillor and tonight's organizing chairman. So I wanted to, before I start, I want to say thank you all for coming out in full force to support this dinner. Give yourselves a hand for whatever shortcomings. I do apologize, but thank you again for braving the mud and the rain and the heat. So a little bit of my background. I started out as the stereotypical Asian kid, you know, your parents tell you study hard, get good grades, go to university, get a good job, get married, have kids, and then life goes on. But one part of my nerdy routine included reading the papers every day, from front to back. And my favorite parts were politics and comics. But when I grew up in Ipoh, political activism was relatively muted, so my participation didn't come as early as some other activists. But fast forward to 2015, I had already spent 6 years in Hong Kong for my finance degree, and I already started working by then. And around the end of 2015 and towards the mid of 2014 and the mid of 2015, two major issues happened in Malaysia. The first was MH370, and then the second was 1MDB making international headlines. And the way the Barisan National Government handled these issues really troubled me, because MH370 exposed how BN is so incompetent, how they communicated with passengers' family was so terrible. These people are grieving because they don't know where their relatives are. And we couldn't provide them any assurance that we will take looking for them, looking for the plane seriously. Whereas 1MDB exposed the extent of corruption in our country today. So the second factor prompting my return to Malaysia was actually our DAP Secretary General's Lim Guan Eng's visit. He came to Hong Kong and he delivered a speech at the Asia Society. And I remember asking him after the session, I went in one-on-one and I was like, hey, YB, really got hope left. And he actually said to me that, despite all the challenges, there is still hope as long as we keep our heads up and we press forward. But joining politics, it wasn't a snap decision. And if I wanted the easy life, I'll join BN. Joining the opposition meant that I would be giving up a carefree life and a high-paying job, and my parents thought I was mad. My parents are now very supportive, but my dad still says from time to time, "Alamak, we send you overseas to get away, and you come back." Joining the DAP also meant, possibly exposing myself to arrest or legal action, like my boss, highest number of defamation suits by the Prime Minister. After all, our government hasn't been very kind to the opposition, but at the same time, I think things have changed so quickly that it's now an amazing thing. Now we see Tun Dr. Mahathir working hand in hand with the opposition. Things have changed. So I thought, if I'm going to make a huge move, I want to be as frontline as possible. I want to learn as much as possible from someone who is sharp, someone who is very visionary, and more importantly, someone with integrity. And that person is no other than Saudara Tony Phua. So I wrote to him. I just thought, okay, I pakai tembak. I sent my application. I asked him, can I intern with you? And he just said, come. Like that, very simple, shake of the head, come. And so I'm here today. So ladies and gentlemen, today is the first day after the 4th anniversary of 505. And do you still remember the feeling after 505 when, at first we were so happy. Opposition won 53% of the popular vote. And then after that we were so sad when we realized, oh, we didn't win Putrajaya because the electoral maps were drawn unfairly. We were cheated of a change in government. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to tell you that there is still hope. Don't let go of that dream of changing government. You need to grab on very tightly to it. There is still hope. And grabbing on to that dream is even more urgent because our country today is on a downward spiral. Our institutions care more about their reputation. They care more about their positions instead of honoring the Constitution. And our rulers, they are bent on enriching themselves. Even as our Orang Asli and Orang Asal brothers and sisters still live in certain areas without water or electricity. And racial relations are also deteriorating. I mean, when an accident happens, you don't ask how many people got hurt. You ask, oh, Malay got hit, Chinese, the driver. It's not a good thing, and some of you might feel tired. When you wake up, you flip through the newspaper and you see another maybe racist comment. And I really want to tell BN sometimes, tell me something else. Tell me about how are you going to improve the economy? Tell me about how you're going to reduce youth unemployment, or how are you, planning to use the latest technologies to make Malaysia an innovation hub, an example to all the other countries in the region. Tell me about how you plan to treat each and every Malaysian with fairness, kindness, and respect. about. We are tuned into what the grassroots want, and we are ready to serve. We are more than ready. In 2008, change began. The political tsunami began. It's not complete yet, but we cannot stop here. We cannot give up just because the opposition fights sometimes. We will never have a perfect opposition. We will never have a perfect moment to take over government, but we must do it, and we must do it this GE14. And we at the DAP, we are prepared to fight it out. Through our Impian Malaysia programs, we have made significant inroads into black areas, kampungs where we previously couldn't step in before. And we are now preparing, we are going to fight in the cities, we are going to fight in the small towns, we will fight in the kampungs, and we will not give up or we will not give in. So, ladies and gentlemen, your presence today means that you still have hope for a better Malaysia. And when you leave this dinner, I hope you step up with some hope, some determination to keep on to that dream. And in tangible, workable terms, you have to go out, tell your family and friends to register to vote, tell your family and friends all about 1MDB, and to register to help as volunteers in the election. I hope that one day, skilled Malaysians will not come back like me. I came back because of a scandal. I came back because I felt the government was corrupt. I hope that young Malaysians overseas will one day come back because they love the country and they know the country loves them back. It's my hope that one day, in the future, we can truly sing the national anthem, when it starts, Negaraku, Tanah Tumpah Darahku, with full meaning, with full appreciation of the word. So I've taken too long. Thank you very much for coming out tonight. Again, thank you for your support, and do not ever lose hope.
Thank you, Eway. That was Eway for you.